lot of things that are controversial strike fear into the hearts of politicians. The question of underfunding is a different question, and I think I covered that by sort of saying, you know, one person would say it's underfunded, one person would say it's overfunded. So I think what we did was we established a budget which is in the tens of millions of dollars of new money put in this year's budget to do the things that we felt were going to be effective in cutting down to zero, hopefully, the number of pedestrians that were killed, because we did have a very, very unacceptable year last year. I mean, any death is unacceptable, but last year it got to kind of new record levels. And we're actually out there doing the things now that need to be done. So when you mention you know, speed limits, there are speed limits being changed all over the city, all over the city. The road safety plan that sets a zero target changed speed limits in many areas where there had been a particular incidence of pedestrians and drivers getting into collisions. And so those were changed. In the City of Toronto itself, the City of Toronto, the downtown part, they have a community council. It took the decision to change all the speed limits on their streets because it's a local decision they can make within the context of our city government. We have sought and received permission, although it's not been legislated yet. It's frustrating because it takes so long, to reintroduce photo radar, which was very controversial. I mean, a lot of people didn't like it, but we got permission to reintroduce it in school zones so that in school zones we can cover a lot more of them, make kids safer, but not have police officers' time tied up sitting in a car with a radar gun, which is frankly the old-fashioned, very expensive, non-sustainable way of doing it. We are changing the configuration of the roads all over the city, the intersections, so that we're making it more necessary for cars to pay more attention to pedestrians because they're forced to by the configuration of the roads. We've changed traffic signals all over the city to take account of the fact that seniors with the aging population are taking longer to cross the street, so we should allow them that time, even if it makes drivers wait a little bit longer so seniors can get across the street and not be unsafe. We're creating seniors safety zones, which are zones where there will be signage and speed limits and so on that will be different because a majority, about 60% of all the pedestrian deaths that happened last year happened to people who were, I think, 55 or 60 years of age and older. So there are a lot of things we're doing as part of this plan, and it's not representing any lack of courage or boldness. There is only so much you can do at a time. I think the money that's been allocated is certainly very sufficient to get a very substantial amount done in the next few years, and we're out doing it because we take this very seriously, and we have set the goal of saying zero, which is a goal that we're going to work hard to achieve.